back here. Hi all, happy spring. It's time for a reset. I am in desperate need of some spring cleaning, a spring reset, just an overall refresh of the space, the bookshelves, the mindset, and that's what we're tackling over the next couple days, hopefully. I'm one of those people, for some reason, like a Sunday, the first of the month, the first of the year, what have you, like that is when my brain is most willing to accept that it's like, okay, yes, it's time to start over. Like, it's good to start over. So given that it's still the first week of a new quarter of the year, my brain's like, okay, we're ready. We're good to go. Like, we can reset, we can refresh. We're good to really tackle some change and like get situated now. So I'm going to clean. I'm going to get organized. I'm going to make a schedule for myself. I'm going to refresh my space. I'm just going to get really excited for like this next month, and hopefully that energy will carry me into the next couple of months and continue on. And I just really want to set myself up for success, basically. And I'm hoping that this video will at least start that process. So yeah, that's the plan at least. Spring always makes me feel like this, so I love some spring cleaning. I love some spring cleaning. I love resetting. I love organizing, and I'm long overdue. It just takes me a long time to settle into a new space, and since I moved to this apartment in January, I just have not felt settled fully, and it's time. So anyways, I have a laundry list of things I want to get to. I want to tackle the bookshelves, want to do some reorganizing, redecorating, spring it up, maybe do some unhauling. I just need to do some like general cleaning and organizing, and then I also just want to get myself organized, like maybe do some Notion planning and scheduling. And then also I want to get back into the swing of reading, so kind of like scheduling reading into my time as well. And I'm reading a book that I'm loving right now, so I will fill you guys in on that here in a little bit because I'm eating it up and I'm very excited to get back into the swing of that as well. It's spring, new page, new leaf, very exciting. Time of growth, time of change, time of resetting, refreshing. Feeling very excited. I think to start, I just want to do some general tidying and cleaning, and then we'll probably get started with the bookshelves here in a second. So I have my banana matcha, my Discover Weekly is queued up, and I'm ready to get started. I do have some plans that I have to get ready for here in about like an hour and a half, so we will see how much I can get done today, but hopefully I can get a decent amount done before I have to leave, and then maybe more this evening. We'll see. But regardless, the energy is very much, we're getting stuff done. We're feeling good. Okay. Sticking stuff up here. Like, we shot a short film that had a timer, and then we were scared this was gonna go off during one of the shots. When I picked it up, it was ticking. This could have gone off at any time while I was sleeping. It's a kitchen timer shaped like a rooster. So oh, right. Okay, so I just did a general tidy, picked up all the miscellaneous stuff off my floor, wiped down surfaces, vacuumed, etc. So it feels clean and fresh in here, which is good and a great first step to an overall refresh. However, she needs some help back here. So I think my general plan is just to kind of like springify the shelves a little bit. I've just been like accumulating trinkets and putting them in random places as I've gathered them. So there's like a lot of little things in random places, which I do like, but I think I'm gonna kind of adopt a seasonal mindset where it's like, I don't need to have everything out at once. I can kind of phase things in and out, and I have a box Let me grab her actually. I thrifted this hat box like a month or two ago. And I think this is what I'm gonna use to house my trinkets that are not currently in use. When you have a house or a living space, there's a good possibility that not all of your decor is gonna be in use at once. And I kind of just wanna have as much of it as possible like centrally located so I know where it is and I don't lose it. So very long-winded way to say this is gonna be where a lot of my trinkets are gonna live. So I got this for my birthday. One of my friends, it's a cute little like Snoopy, what is this called? Catch-all dish, whatever you wanna call it. It's the Love is in Bloom little dish. And I have a lot of little trinket dishes, but I love them. So I kind of want to like phase them in and out. And I have a couple other ones I think in my drawer. Anyway, I might even put this one out since this is very springy, but for now I'm gonna put her in the box just so she's here. And then we're gonna assess what's going on back here. I did have You Again by Kate Goldbeck displayed for a while, I think since the fall, but I went ahead and turned her around as I was dusting because I think I'm going to display either Happy Place or maybe when I finish First Time Caller, which is actually the book I'm reading right now, I might display her because loving her, and if she sticks the landing and I love her all the way through, she'll probably be a new fave, and the cover is so springy. How cute would that be? Displayed on the shelf. Really cute is the answer. So this is a strong contender for being displayed. In the meantime though, it'll probably be Happy Place if I'm being honest. So also this plant used to be down here with the TBR books, but one of the cats has discovered it and has started playing with it, and it's just not ideal because I'm 99% sure that that is a plant that is not good for cats. So I just want to keep it out of his reach. So I'm gonna move it up where he can't get to it. So all that to say, we're gonna be doing some rearranging, some changing of the displays, but I'm gonna try and be as organized as possible about it. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Ah. I've done so far to the books. The romance section has ended exactly at this break in the bookshelf, and the general fiction section ended exactly at this break. So, feeling aligned. Is everything gonna shift the second I finish First Time Caller? Yes. But that's okay because this feels right. This feels right for a reset moment. Also, I completely forgot to say this in my birthday haul video because I had already put them on my desk, but my friend Crystal got me 2 special edition books for my birthday. She got me the 30th anniversary edition of The Secret History, which I have been wanting so badly. Look at this spine. Can you see? Is the lighting too harsh? Can you see this? She is so pretty. I'm so excited. I can't decide if I want to display it outwardly like this or if I want to display it with the spine out because the color is so nice next to this, or like this. I'm kind of leaning towards this. Wait. I'm loving this. And she got me, I have never read Little Women before, but I want to so badly. Look at this beautiful edition of this. It has gold foiling on the cover, illustrations as well, and it's illustrated throughout. I'm so excited. I'm really, really excited to read it. I've wanted to read it for so long because Little Women is one of my favorite movies. Greta Gerwig, Little Women. I'm so excited. So I have to find a spot for these on my shelf. I can't decide. I've had them on my desk, kind of on display, just on the corner, but I have little stacks on both corners of my desk, so I'm kind of feeling like I should find a different place for them. But also, whatever it is that I'm doing, I kind of feel like I've eliminated some display moments by taking trinkets off, and now suddenly I'm towards the end of mystery thrillers, and I'm about to get to TBR at the end of this shelf, which the bottom shelves down here are all TBR. There's just a lot of TBR books, I'm aware. However, usually the mystery thrillers end one more shelf down. I might end them up here and just let my TBR shelves be these whole bottom 2 shelves. It just like is a little overwhelming because I do have a lot of work to do TBR wise. So anyways, I'm going to make my little Secret History display moment. I think I'm gonna put Little Women on the TBR shelf because I would like to read it actually. And I think I would like to encourage myself to read it by putting it on the TBR shelf instead of straight onto the classic shelf. So yeah, I have a lot of work to do on the TBR front this year. So we're gonna start chipping away. The 2 books per month reading rate ends this month. We're not doing that anymore. Okay, this is a really weird angle, but I realized if I turned this one out, then my mystery thrillers basically ended perfectly on the shelf. So something happened and the stars aligned and now all of my red books perfectly take up 6 shelves. So we're gonna just leave it here for now. It feels good. at the moment. I'm just gonna reconfigure the TBR shelves and then we might just call it for now. So. Currently sitting on my weighted dinosaur. It is, if you can't tell. Many hours later. Girl is fading quickly. However, girl is also reading book that is really good. Girl is experiencing dilemma. It is 10:27 p.m. I have to be up at like 7 or 7:30 tomorrow because as much as I wanted tomorrow morning to be cutesy, continuing to get my life together and like into a routine, girl also has been having car trouble, and last week my car was in the shop for I think 5 days, and when I first took it home I didn't realize, but the AC is not working now, which is like unrelated to what it was in the shop for, but I do think that they caused it because that was like not broken. You guys don't care. I have to take it back in, and I do unfortunately have to put on big girl pants and tell them that I think that they caused this issue. They're not gonna believe me, but I'm hoping the girl that I was working with mainly has my back. I'm really scared. I'm gonna have to like, can I speak to the manager? If not, I digress. I've been stressed about that. Tomorrow is not gonna be cute and normal, so I do have to go to bed relatively soon, but I am gonna try and stay up and read some of this. First of all, I know I showed this cover. It's really cute, and the vibes inside, they do match. This is giving early 2000s rom-com in like the best way. Basically, premise, hopeless romantic meets a demoralized radio host in this cozy, sleepless in Seattle inspired love story. Lucy Stone is our main character, and she has never really dated successfully as an adult. She's a single mom. She has this kid from the one time she had sex as a high schooler, and so she's never really dated in her adult life, and she's been a mom basically all of her adult life. And her daughter calls into this radio show because she's just worried that her mom is lonely, and it turns into this viral situation, and she ends up agreeing to work with this radio station to find her Prince Charming alongside the broody radio host that no longer believes in love, and so far is giving emotionally stunted and unavailable and traumatized, but also charming. I'm eating it up personally. So I'm not gonna lie to you, is maybe a lot of the reason that I'm eating this up because I'm feeling seen by a lot of what Lucy is saying. Yes, that could be a huge part of why I am personally loving this story. I won't lie to you. However, just like the overall vibes, it's reading so much, just like a really cute, very like atmospheric rom-com. First of all, it's set in Baltimore, and I've never been to Baltimore. I suddenly feel as though I've been to Baltimore. There's this one passage where the author is describing Lucy's walk from her best friend's cafe / bookstore that she owns across the street from Lucy's apartment, and Lucy's walking home after eating cookies and drinking wine with her bestie, like trying to decide what she's gonna do, if she's gonna go on the radio show, if she's gonna do this, just so you can get a sense of like the atmosphere that B.K. Borison, the author, is like creating. 3 cookies and the rest of the wine bottle later, I wave to Patty over my shoulder as I slip out the front door of the cafe. She salutes me with the discarded wine cork, then twists the deadlock into place. I step into the cobblestone street, grateful that my house is a short walk down the block. Night in this part of the city always feels like the hazy edges of a dream. Wooden signs that could have been painted 400 years ago, crooked mismatched stones that are slippery beneath my boots, weathered lampposts and flickering lanterns, buildings stacked right on top of each other, slate rooftops kissing at odd angles. Everything is holding perfectly still as I slow myself to a stop, holding still to match. Cold air bites at my nose and my cheeks, and my brain is fuzzy from wine and too many cookies. The light I left on in my living room beckons me home to my bed and my fluffy comforter I impulse bought from the Home Shopping Network, thick socks and heater that rumbles and groans. I stand there with one foot on the smooth stone and one foot on the sidewalk, caught halfway, my thoughts spinning loose and hazy. I told Aiden that I'm tired of wasting time on things that don't feel like everything I've ever wanted for myself, but I'm not sure that's true. I don't know what I want for myself. It's all twisted up in the things I think I deserve, then squashed under the things I'm brave enough to reach for. I don't think I've ever thought about any of it long enough to know what I want. Like, yeah. Like, anyways, I personally am eating it up, and I would stay up probably binging this whole thing in one sitting if I could. So far, would highly recommend. I really hope it sticks the landing. It's cute, it's fun, it's sweet. Loving the characters so far. Cute little ensemble, cute little setup. I'm loving it, and it's doing what it needs to do. It's like pulling me out, I think, of my reading read. So I have another book that I'm listening to on audiobook, technically for another reading vlog that I haven't started yet, but I think having two going at once in two different formats is actually gonna work out in my favor, even though I'm not gonna have a car as of tomorrow morning. Hopefully it'll be a quick and easy fix and I'll just be able to go to my office and continue the spring reset vibe. But I guess we'll find out together. I really should just be going to bed, but I'm gonna read a couple chapters at the very least of this. I love having a book that I'm like eating up. It's so much fun. Oh, also, this is like so irrelevant to what we're talking about right now. Earlier, after I finished zhuzhing the bookshelf, I also hung up 2 pieces of art on my wall and then swapped one with the one that was already up. It was like in the background when I started filming earlier today, and I'm kind of hating the placement and it's making me want to like do a full like reset of what's going on in my room, but I'm just gonna show you really quick. That used to be here. I hung that up like that's been in my car, but it was in my old room. And then that was like sitting up top, but I decided to hang it. It looks so weird. I think what I need is like a cluster here and a cluster here. It looks weirder, I promise, in person. I need to actually hang this hanging plant, and then I think I need like a hanging light and some kind of like bench or like chair situation over there. I actually picked up a chair off Facebook Marketplace last week for that corner, and it was too big. Because I centered the shelves on this wall, there's like not enough space on either side for like a regular size chair to fit in either corner. So that was very poor planning on my part, because obviously I'm not gonna unmount the shelves just to put a chair, but there's like a lot of space over there that I need to do something with. So I'm kind of thinking bench, corner bench or something. Anyways, clearly I'm like really in the mood to be like moving things around. I keep getting the spring cleaning itch. So anyways, okay, well, I'm gonna read and then we will see what kind of productivity I'm able to muster up tomorrow. Hopefully something. We'll see. Okay. I just realized I didn't even say how far I am. I am 34% of the way through, so I'm a third of the way through. This is a low-key kind of long book. I think it's like 400 pages, 400 something pages. And I'm like reading in my free time. Like anytime I have a second, I'm reading. So, which is good because I feel like I haven't really been feeling that urge a ton lately. So all that to say, I feel like I'm kind of shocked that I'm only a third of the way through. Nothing has happened to make me feel like that. It's just I've read a decent amount is all I'm trying to say. Anyways, I'm procrastinating reading because I'm procrastinating going to bed because I don't want to take my car to the shop in the morning. My eyes are getting heavy, so I'm gonna start reading now. Hi. What are you doing? Silencing the tunes. I just wanna go out and walk. And if I told you that I laid in this bed until 1:30 a.m. last night and finished this whole book, what then? So, hey, I just got home from work and I ended up taking my car in this morning and they fixed everything. I'm gonna prop you up somewhere. I did indeed stay up then until 2 or 2:30 because I was too riled up because I did give it 5 stars. Like, were there a few things that I had qualms with if I want to be nitpicky? Sure. Do I want to be nitpicky in this moment? No. It was so rom-com. There was so much yearning. The bar scene. I was grinning. I was grinning at this book. It was so cute, and you cannot convince me that Lucy is not the perfect protagonist name for a rom-com. Sleepless in Seattle is one of my favorite rom-coms of all time. I discovered it in the last like 3 or 4 years, I think. It's a 90s rom-com. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it right now. It's very Christmas coded, but it's so, the thing is like, they just don't make rom-coms like that. They just don't make cozy, nostalgic rom-coms anymore. And so when something can capture that, I'm gonna eat it up, okay? Was Aiden sometimes like really macho possessive man? Yes. Like, did he do the who the fuck made you cry? Yes. But did I eat it up a little? Yeah, I did. But them just It's so good, guys. It's 5 stars. So I always forget just that a rom-com is always gonna do it for me. It's always gonna pull me out of a slumpy mindset. It's gonna make me want to pick up another romance immediately. That's why there's like no romances that last on my TBR for like any significant length of time unless I'm like really unsure about them, because odds are I'm gonna want to get to them sooner rather than later. So anyways, really glad I read this, and it was so cute, and really I just was giggling. I just was having such a good time. Anyways, I do unfortunately, I believe, have to make the unfortunate treacherous journey to the grocery store. I could in theory put it off until tomorrow, but I am out of toilet paper, so like I actually don't have a choice. I fear I have to go at this point. So I think in my last video I actually got a little meal planner situation from Barnes & Noble. So I think I'm gonna write out my plan for meals for the week so I know what specifically I'm buying so I don't overbuy when I go to Trader Joe's, because where I do the bulk of my grocery shopping. And then I'm gonna try and make this as quick and painless as possible. I'm gonna try and get really healthy, good stuff, not just buy a bunch of random things that I don't need. Yeah, we're setting ourselves up for success. Okay, God, I really don't want to do it. I also just know that it's still daylight outside, and I know that if I go to the grocery store, by the time I come home, it's gonna be dark. But I know if I wait until it's dark, I'm not gonna go. It's a conundrum. Weird. I just noticed this week starts on Monday and ends on a Sunday. I guess it makes sense because usually you're meal planning for like Monday through Friday and you don't really care what's happening on the weekend. So like it makes sense to start with a Monday, but that still makes me feel really weird. Okay.
I can't shake the simplest feeling beyond the ghost. We stand on the opposite shore.
I get to go grocery shopping. I'm so lucky.
I reach through mysterious ceilings.
My personality is defrosting, I fear. The breeze blowing in through this window right now, I am being brought back to life. The winter scaries, the winter blues, they're being banished. I found like a cute little recipe, like a chickpea Greek salad situation that I want to have for dinner and then maybe like meal prep for lunch tomorrow. And I do at some point maybe need to get a little spring cleaning, just a smidge. I want to empty the dishwasher, get the stuff put in for the next load, take the recycling out, that kind of thing, which I think I honestly might do first. I get like the not so fun chores out of the way first. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put on some fun music and get started on that and then see where else the evening takes us. But honestly, that's the thing about spring. If you can open a window and the sun is streaming in and you have a good playlist on, it still feels happy and fun and not miserable and sad. Like the day is still young. So anyways, I'm gonna unload the dishwasher and take the recycling out and do some tidying, and then I think we'll get started on dinner probably. That's what makes the most logical sense. So, okay. I keep forgetting that you guys haven't actually seen this apartment because I have so many vlogs that I started and then like they never saw the light of day. So welcome to my kitchen. I moved into this apartment in January. This is my kitchen with my really tall cabinets. I'm the smallest girl in the world. Tragedy has struck, I fear. I forgot cucumber and I didn't get red bell pepper because I don't like red bell pepper or yellow bell pepper or orange. So I just didn't get bell pepper. That means that it's just chickpea, onion, tomato, and olives, but very few olives. And then cheese, which doesn't feel like enough. Like I feel like it needs the cucumber or so it would need something to make it crunchy, to make it a salad, or to make it like satisfying to eat. So now I'm like looking at my little setup like, oh no. So I have eggs. I can do breakfast for dinner. It might be my only option. I asked my roommate and we're going breakfast for dinner, but suddenly I'm struck with the urge to try rearranging the kitchen countertops. So please hold while I do that. Guys, this kitchen is so weird. To leave it. I don't know what happened. I took the spring cleaning thing too far, but now we're doing breakfast for dinner. So I'm cooking and Mad is prepping a creamy concoctions to put in the freezer for tomorrow night. So very exciting stuff happening here. Crazy things. All of my money goes to buying matcha when I'm out and about. Wait, that's actually not bad at all. Beautiful, perfect time of day in a room you've ever seen. I am going to start my scrapbook / reading journal situation tonight because it is April 9th today, I think, and I have not started. So this is a anything book. Don't ask me what that means or what the brand is or anything like that, but that's what this is. I thrifted it because it just seems like a giant like sketchbook basically. And honestly, it seems like somebody tore out the front however many, like honestly probably quite a few pages. So I honestly might flip it upside down and use this as the front because it has like this cover page and then it starts, so I could use this as like my like mix scrapbook situation like page. But I got really excited when I found this at the thrift store because reading journal from last year. Well, last year was the first year I attempted to do a reading journal / scrapbook situation like at all, and I wanted it to be like a genuine combination. I did unfortunately give up after March of last year, so I'm kind of coming full circle and starting after March this year, and maybe that means I'll end up being successful this year. I've shown this before, but I had like my January, I had my 24 and 2024 list, which I'm sure is not even up to date because I don't know the last time I even looked in here. But then for like my actual life spreads, like here's one I did for February. I felt like I didn't have enough room to do like real pictures. I wanted more space to be able to print out bigger pictures of things that had happened in my life and stuff. And so obviously this new book is significantly larger. So I think it'll make spreads a little bit trickier because obviously it will be more space to fill. But that's why scrapbook paper is our best friend, obviously. And also I think I'm just going to let myself do more like single page spreads instead of multi-page because these are genuinely huge. Like I think, yeah, this journal, like this is 2 of these in one. So significantly bigger. That's kind of scary. Now that I'm like really thinking about it, that's fine. It's really gonna be fine. I just think it will be fun to have more space to be creative. I also might just like paint in here, you know, do miscellaneous creative things. And also, who knows, maybe one day I'll circle back and finish this one as well if I'm feeling crazy. But I don't know, scrapbooking actually does take up quite a lot of time. Way more time than one might expect. So anyways, I wanted to start my scrapbook. At the very least, just do like my basic layouts, like my overall book log for the year, my 25 and 2025 list. And there's like a couple other spreads that I saw some people do. Oh, maybe like my physical TBR, like where it was at beginning of the year, just to kind of keep track of that kind of stuff. And then from there, we'll just see where we go, because I would really like to use it, like I said, like a real scrapbook, and do like some junk journaling and that kind of stuff. So I want to just have the like preliminary stuff in here so that anytime I do something, I can just like throw it in. So anyways, I'm about to lose the sun in here, but the vibes are really cute for setting up the space. It's truly the windows and the trees outside the window. Like, anyways, I feel like I'm gonna be so motivated when I come home from work to like sit out here and like be creative and productive because the vibes are so good. I'm gonna get started on laying this stuff out, and then I'm probably gonna cook some dinner, and then I'm probably gonna put a show on and really try and hunker down and crank some of this out tonight. So let's see how much I can get done before I have to tap out. Okay. Actually have worked on this more since I last talked to the camera, but to be quite honest with you, it's not that much, and I honestly don't know how much more I'm gonna get done in this video, but I at the very least wanted to show you what more I got done after my camera died, because that is what happened when I stopped filming the other night. After my camera died and while my camera was dead last night. Yeah, basically, I realized I didn't really speak at all while I was doing the setup portion of the journaling slash scrapbooking situation. But basically, all I did is I went through and I started out by just like laying out where everything was gonna go and like what spreads I wanted to do, which already takes a huge weight off, because like when you know what's going where, even if it's not done yet, you can move forward with like putting the other things where they're supposed to go. That just already makes me feel so much better and makes me feel like so much more on top of things. I also am going to attempt to track like my movies and like movie watching and stuff like that in here this year, so I left some space for that. But I'm pretty sure the only thing I really documented was me starting my 25 and 2025 spread, and honestly it's not even done with where it is right now. I have to make a like title for it because I made one and then I tore it off. Lottie actually in one of her recent videos used the phrase crippling perfectionist when she was talking about her reading journal, and unfortunately I do sometimes suffer from the same thing, because this page was finished. There were stickers on it and there was a title, and I went through and ripped all the stickers off and tore off the title and put a blank piece of paper here, and I'm re-envisioning parts of it for absolutely no reason at all, because it doesn't matter. This is just for me, and it was done. So that's cute of me. But basically this is my 25 and 2025 spread. I'm going to do like a title up at the top, because originally I put it at the bottom for reconfiguring. I'm going to put it up at the top, and then I think I'm going to put the final count at the end of the year down here, and maybe do some kind of other, I don't know, decoration over here. I might even make a slot. Ooh, maybe okay, wait. I'm gonna leave the space to put like my favorite book from this list here. That's what I'm gonna do. That's really fun. I'm a genius. This is basically done. It just needs a title, and then I'm gonna keep track, like I'm gonna bubble in as I read each book, gonna like bubble in the box and then bubble in a section of the progress bar, which is not anywhere near split up accurately into 25 pieces, but that's okay. And then the next spread, which I did last night, like completely off camera, is a monthly favorites spread, which the goal of that is just to put my favorite book from each month, which I do not have very many to choose from the beginning of this year, but that's okay. There has to be something that wins out from each month so far. So I do have to go through and pick that, and then I had to just make the spread first to know how big the rectangles were gonna be to then print out the book and label them. But I think I'm going to leave that for like a let's do book stuff video. I'll probably do or at least attempt to do a couple of monthly spreads. I'm just gonna continue chipping away at this because it's incredibly time consuming. You wouldn't think that it is, but it is. And I think where I got tripped up last year was as soon as I got to a month where there was a bunch of scrapbook spreads that I wanted to do and I didn't know how many pages to leave, I just stopped. So I think I'm just gonna start doing this and like labeling the pages and maybe leaving extra, and that's okay because I can just go in and do like little collages. We're leaving the perfectionism behind as much as possible, but obviously I do still want it to just be like a fun art project. So it's okay if I want things to be pretty, but I'm not going to be precious about them. Like I'm not going to hold off on doing something because something else is not done. So all that to say, I'm very happy with the fact that this has now started, and that means that I can move forward with doing other things in it. That's a weight that has been lifted, a little play button that's been pressed, because I've just been kind of like holding my breath about this in a way, which is so dumb because it's just like a fun little hobby, but it's been something that's been sitting in the back of my mind as something that I want to do, and it's been frustrating me that I haven't been able to like make myself do it. So she started now, very excited, and I'm really committed to seeing this through all the way to the end of the year. Famous last words, but it's true right now. So anyways, I have a couple of books that I need to take to a little free library that I unhauled from my bookshelves when I did the reorganization. So I think I'm gonna go on a little walk, do something healthy, do something that feels good, move my body a little bit, set myself up for success for this weekend because it is indeed Friday. This took more than a couple of days. And I think I'm going to just attempt to make myself a schedule for next week to see if I can stick to at least a loose timeline of what would make me the most successful and the most productive in terms of everything that's on my plate. And I think I will feel on top of things because already this week I feel better. Even just like starting this reset situation on Sunday and feeling like good about my space and on top of things in that sense, I feel like ahead of things instead of playing catch up, which is already miles beyond where I've been in previous weeks. So I don't know, I'm feeling optimistic about the rest of the month. Don't want to speak too soon, but I'm feeling good. So anyways, I am gonna go for a walk and then tentatively gonna do a little bit of planning tonight, but I'm feeling reset and refreshed and hopeful about the rest of this month, which was the goal, to feel on top of things. So anyways, let's go outside.